Hey everyone, Miguel here with a new gameplay commentary for all of you. As you can see, this is actually Homefront, so it's something new. I just recently got this a few days ago. I think like a week ago, I believe, and so that's why I'm like a really low level. So it's not because I bought it and never played it, and then like, oh, I'm just gonna play it now. No, actually, used to play the demo a lot, even though I maxed out the rank limit, and then also there's only 2 maps. I still played a lot of it over the summer and stuff like that. But well, summer of last year, obviously. But anyways, guys, Homefront isn't what I'm here to talk about. Just like everyone else is voicing their opinion and how they feel about a certain bill or certain bills, I thought that what it's true that if there's any way to stop this, it's to let your voice be heard. So I'm going to join in on the whole against SOPA bill. I actually am against SOPA. Just like everyone else, pretty much on YouTube and on Twitter and on Facebook and on every other social media site. But if you don't know what it is, then well, where have you been the last few weeks? But no, but seriously though, if you don't know what it is and you are someone who watches a lot of YouTube videos that contain gameplay commentaries or machinimas, then you should definitely look it up, because it's something that would very affect what you like to watch on YouTube. And then obviously for everyone else, we all know what SOPA is, and we all know why we're making these videos about how SOPA is a terrible thing and should not be passed. Just because I know everyone's been saying what SOPA is in every video, but I thought, it might as well just say what it is in this one too. Pretty much what they're saying SOPA is pretty much supposed to fight against piracy, from all forms of media, with movies, DVDs for like TV shows also included, and then video games, music. They're mostly saying it's mainly for like the music industry and the movie industry, but it does also affect video games, which then affects gameplay commentaries like this, and also machinima, which from machinima, but also other people who aren't on machinima that make their own on their own channels. It would also affect all of them. Places like I said, machinima, IGN. Sorry, I had to sneeze for a second. But anyways, places like IGN, Machinima, like I said, and then GameSpot on YouTube, and then Ninbuzz and Jungle Gamers, and a bunch of others channels that are all about gameplays, and Machinimas would really need to sorry. would need to take down well, they would have to take down content after the bill's passed, but definitely all their content would be much different, because it's pretty much what can happen is, if any copyrighted stuff that hasn't been approved by a company, say you have a picture of Mario and Nintendo doesn't like it for some odd reason, then they can take it, or they can pretty much, obviously already they can have it taken down. But what's even worse though is that they can actually go to YouTube itself, attack YouTube itself and Google, and make it so you can't, so there is no YouTube, where they can just have it shut down. And that's pretty much what people are fighting against for. It's not the whole, because the whole fact that it's fighting piracy is great, but what it's entailing is what people are trying to get it is the reason why people are trying to get it stopped. Because places like Reddit, Wikipedia, YouTube, Google, even places like Facebook and Twitter are all filled with with copyrighted stuff that has not been approved by the company that owns it or has it copyrighted. And the problem with all of that is that if this bill gets passed, then everything gets changed, because not only does do the actual companies become liable for the content that's posted on their websites, but then freedom of speech and freedom of press and everything then pretty much gets constricted, and is pretty much has a freaking, how do you say, barrier put around it, to where you cannot extend out of there, or else you will be in a lot of trouble. So if you notice though, yesterday a lot of websites like Reddit, Wikipedia, Google participated but didn't do it entirely, but definitely showed their like loyalty to supporters of or supporters that are against SOPA. But there was blackouts on websites. Like I said, Reddit and Wikipedia were probably two of the biggest that people were really noticing. But there was a few others, and if you guys watch G4 and AOTS, which is Attack at Show, then definitely they talked about SOPA and everything, and they talked to one of the creators of Reddit and why they were doing the blackout and everything, and pretty much it was just kind of like a protest, you could say, pretty much saying, because what SOPA will do is pretty much black out the internet and there will be no content, and that's what they were doing. They were pretty much blacking out the website to show what would happen, in the future if SOPA and PIPA were passed, which is why a lot of people are trying to get it so it doesn't have it so it doesn't get passed. And really, if you're wondering how you can have it stopped and not get passed, I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure there's like a bunch of petitions that you can sign on the web. And but what you can also do is call your congressman or congresswoman, whoever it might be, and give your input on the bill. Whether if you're against it, then you can call them up. I don't know I don't know how it works, because I've never called a congressman or woman, but you call them up and you leave your pretty much your opinion on the bill, and that way because if they get enough of a census of knowing who is really against the bill, then they'll know that if they really want to get reelected in the next election, then they will end up being against the bill, even if they're really not. There's a lot of politicians that will end up being against something if they know in the next election it will get them reelected. Now, obviously, that's not true about all politicians, especially depending on what kind of bill it is. If it's something that they're truly for, then they'll usually keep to it. But if it's something like this SOPA bill, then you can, if politicians see that a lot of their voters are against it, then they will also be against it. Which then brings me to, I also saw on AOTS that the Obama administration, which I'm not saying this has anything to do with re-election, but it's just kind of a nice segue, you could say, but the Obama administration actually stated that they are also against SOPA. And I don't know if that is entirely true, meaning that the Obama administration, including Barack Obama, is completely against it, because I have not completely looked it up. But from what was stated on AOTS, Attack at a Show, that is what was said, which I think is a great thing, because when you have the president and his or more so his administration against a bill, that shows you that, one, the president is actually paying attention to what's going on in his country, and two, it shows that maybe the bill shouldn't be passed. Because I'm not saying the president is the wisest person in the country. I'm saying overall presidents. No president is the wisest person. That's not why they're elected. But if a president or their administration as a whole is against it, then that's kind of a sign. Now, that doesn't mean that the bill isn't going to be passed, but it does show some optimism, some hope towards hopefully this bill being denied, you could say. Which, if it does, and hopefully it does, personally, I think it won't get passed. I really don't think it will, because we've seen a lot of stuff like this in the past, and it usually never happens. It usually never gets passed. It does go away, and it goes away for a while, but it does get reintroduced as a new bill, because that's what has to happen. Because no bill can come back after it's already been declined, but it can come back in a new form with a new name and a new set of rules or whatever, or regulations that the bill is trying to regulate, and we'll probably see it in another one like SOPA and PIPA in the near future. But I feel like neither of them will be passed, and which is a great thing, and that's really all we can do, is we just have to have that mindset that it won't happen. Now, I'm not saying that we need to just be falsely optimistic, but when you look at past history, and you think of the old saying of history will repeat itself, then there's nothing that we really need to worry about. There's nothing that we truly need to worry about. It's definitely something that we need to be outspoken about and everything. It's definitely because we don't want to take this lightly. We never want to take anything like this lightly. But it's nothing that we never need. It's something that we don't need to truly be afraid of happening. But it's still something that everyone who is a YouTube commentator for, when it comes to gameplay, or a machinima maker, director, or is on a channel like Jungle Gamer or Ninbuzz or Machinima, or any of the Machinimas from Realm, Sports, Respawn, the main channel. It all comes down to, it needs to, we all need to kind of just, band together like everyone is now, and really put this, put our thoughts on the table for, the government, for Congress, so they can see what we think. Because really, if this, they say this is a democracy, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to, we're using our rights to pretty much save our rights. Because if these, like I said, if these bills get passed, then pretty much freedom of speech and freedom of press get constricted and put into a little barrier that we cannot walk out of, which would be a terrible thing, because then it pretty much ruins everything that this country was based upon, and that's not good. That's pretty much that's the simplest way to say it. It's just not good. And you'll see me die right here twice by this guy, and that's not good, because I just think I can be MLG and kill him, but I can't. It just doesn't happen, which is why I go -2 in this game. But back to SOPA. Like I was saying, guys, really, there's there isn't a lot that we can do, but the one thing that we can do, which is the most powerful thing we can do, is speak our mind. Give out our opinion, and in any kind of form, whether it be, like I said, a call to your congressman or congresswoman, or a video on YouTube like myself and many others have done before me, or it can be posting on a website or a forum, or signing a petition, or whatever it might be. It could be anything like that. But as long as you're doing something that is putting it out there that you are against SOPA and PIPA, and if you're not, then I'm not going to argue with you. If you are really against it, I mean, if you're really for it, then hey, that's your opinion. But I don't know anyone who is for it that isn't in the government. So, but if there probably are people out there that are for it, but mainly everyone's against it. The whole entire country is, especially when it comes to the gaming community. And and I feel like as long as we keep pretty much bombarding the government with our thoughts and our opinions and how we feel about this bill, without resorting, but doing it professionally, and not resorting to any childish ways or being violent about anything, then I feel like we can really make a difference and make sure that really both of these bills don't get passed. But either way, I'm like I said, I'm completely against both, but I do believe that neither of them will get passed, even though they have, it did seem for a while that they were, but we are starting to see a lot of people in the Congress starting to be against it. Like I said, the Obama administration recently just said that they're against it, which I feel is pretty much a one-up for us. But and especially with all of the with all of the people that are big on YouTube, going on Twitter and going on their YouTube and making videos, really stating their mind about SOPA and really getting it out there, getting the word out there so everyone can know. I think it's great, because I knew a bit about SOPA, but it wasn't until mostly Twitter and YouTube that I even knew more about it, and AOTS. But anyways, guys, as you can see, the game is over, so that means the video is over. In the comments, leave your thoughts on SOPA and PIPA and how you feel about them, if you're against or for them. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and like always, guys, have fun gaming, and don't ever rage quit, because it's just not cool. You should never do it, and it's just like SOPA and PIPA. Just don't do it. Alright, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.